Here we go.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another wonderful Cosmic Sis-Stars show with fantastic Miss Corrine and unique Anne. Both of us are basically the same, right?
Yes.
And we are inviting you today into a discussion or talk, or if you want to participate, don't hesitate. Please send some comments on the subject, on the topic. We are inviting you today into a discussion about the power of sound, voice, and vibration. It's something we have close to our hearts. And in this episode, we step into the living field of sound, where voice becomes a carrier of truth, where vibration becomes a gentle recalibration, and where every tone reminds us of who we really are. Together, we explore how sound shapes emotion, how voice awakens inner remembrance, and how vibration travels through the body like liquid light. This is a conversation that meets you where you are and lifts you into where and what you are becoming. How about that?
Fantastic.
And today we have Wednesday, July 22nd in US and Europe, and early morning Thursday, July 23rd in Australia. And again, we will talk about the power of sound, voice, and vibration. Last Wednesday, with fantastic Corrine and unique Anne, right? I have nothing better to say.
Our superpowers, right? Okay.
Yes. So we talked about the beauty of being sensitive. And, we do go live for you every week at youtube.com/at Cosmic Guardians 111/streams and youtube.com/at Angel Place on Earth/streams. And we stream the replay on facebook.com/Cosmic Guardians. But the thing is that long videos only last 30 days on Facebook. So you always find us on YouTube. And if you missed last week or any other past episode, we have quite a few at this point. Go to our YouTube channels. So
Fantastic.
let's take a deep breath and arrive fully into this moment and dive deep into today's show.
Fantastic. Sounds like a plan. It's interesting. We are communicating with our beautiful instrument called our voice. Our way of sending the vibrations and frequencies that I feel out to you, so you can experience the same feelings that I'm feeling, and bring in that circle of love that we speak about. But when you think about it, in the beginning was the Word, the sound that vibrated through eternity, blending different harmonics in waves so amazing that it created a complex layer of sound, and that created all of reality. The
Fantastic.
vibration, the
Yeah.
Word.
And
go ahead.
Sorry. No, please go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say that we're so connected to the human voice, and that connection began at the moment of our conception, because throughout our entire development, we were exposed to those vibrations from our parents and from the things around us. And a newborn child immediately recognizes the sound of the mother and the voice of the father.
Yes.
That's our connection to the now, this reality.
And that is stunning, actually.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I forgot what I wanted to say, but
I'm
anyway.
sorry.
No. I'm sorry. I get so eager sometimes. I just want to chime in, you know. But sound is one of the oldest languages of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
It's really deep. It had been with us always, right? So
Yes,
before words were formed, before thought became structured, before stories were written, there was vibration, there was tone, there was resonance. Sound is creation in motion, a living field that shapes reality long before the mind interprets it. Something to think about, right?
very much so.
And sound is not simply something we hear, it is something we feel, something we embody, something we become. And now I remember what I wanted to say, because we made two series last year, actually, and one of them was the Four Agreements, which we summed up with a fifth agreement this year.
Mm-hmm.
But the four agreements, I think the first agreement you make with yourself is
Mm-hmm.
about be impeccable with your speech.
Yes.
So if sound is so powerful and the vibration, and you can feel when you are speaking, you can feel the vibration within you. Pay attention to what you tell yourself. What are you telling yourself? And what are you telling others about yourself?
Mm-hmm.
That's important, right?
Very, because it does create, and our voice itself is the most powerful healing instrument in all of the world. But our voice, with our own vibration, is our gift to ourselves. It is, yes, the way we communicate and so forth, but it is so important that what we say to ourselves changes every cell in our body. And it's interesting because if you've ever been around a small child, and they're very innocent there, and they respond to sound, but when they make their first coo like this, it startles them because that is a vibration that actually moves through their own body. It's not something that came at them. Crying is different. It's totally different. But when they start making these little sounds and recognize that I did that, and
Yeah.
then they see the response, and our voice kept us alive when we were babies, because that's how we were able to be fed and cared for and giggled with, and it gave us an opportunity to be where we could grow into this wonderful, fully human being.
Yeah. And every sound carries intention, every tone carries memory,
Mm-hmm.
every vibration carries information. So when you speak, you are not merely forming sentences, you are transmitting energy. Your voice is a bridge between your inner world and the outer world. It
Mm-hmm.
reveals your truth, your frequency, your emotional landscape, your soul's signature. It is one of the most powerful tools you possess. So
Yes.
that's why it is so very important to pay attention, be aware, and be impeccable with your word. I just love the four agreements.
I do too. And that one was the first one because it is so vitally important. And uh, for instance, how do you phrase something? I mean, I can phrase that maybe things are not going the way that I want them to go, but rather than saying, I am having a bad day, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, because I put the I am in front of it. Cancel that. I can rephrase it by saying, today I get to experience new things. And today it's going to be challenging. These are acknowledging that I'm a human being, and lately I've been experiencing the human part of myself a little bit more than I would like to, but that's part of it too, because as I move into the higher vibrations of my spiritual connection, there are things in the third degree vibration that need to be let go, and maybe they've been stuck, and it's like house cleaning, and I'll go in there and I'll clean it up. And if you've ever cleaned out something you haven't touched for years, and you go, where did all this junk come from?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of chaos when you're doing it. And I realize that as I progress, my word each time I have a situation is very important to the vibration. And I definitely had an opportunity this weekend to deal with somebody's voice. and it does it makes such a difference. So when we at least take responsibility for our vibration that we're putting out there, then we are creating a more compatible place for everybody. Powerful. The voice is so powerful.
The voice is very powerful. And when you hear someone sing, it's coming from their heart, and they are really good at singing, right?
Yes.
It's their gift, and it touches everybody's heart. Everybody.
Yes.
Immediately. It's a frequency.
A frequency. And native indigenous people have forever used sound. I was working when I was doing medical massage, and I worked with this one person that was from Australia, and she had been trained by the Aborigines to use sound when she was her voice, not bells and chimes and tuning forks, and all these things are wonderful, but the human voice carries a more personal resonance. And they would actually sing over the person, like the monks. Monks have a lot of people that work with sound have the ability to have two tones going at the same time, and these are extremely healing. So much so that one of the universities studied her way of doing it. And I go, well, why didn't you just go talk to the Aborigines? Because they've been doing it for centuries. But singing ourselves changes the vibration in our body, or just humming, but just emitting that sound, the chemical change within our own body is phenomenal. So using your own voice to heal, instead of saying, oh, geez, it's going to be a bad hair day. Well, rather say, it's going to be interesting, and whatever you want to do today, that's okay with me. But it is true. Whales and dolphins and all the indigenous, all the other human life, the other living beings on this earth communicate with sound. A whale's sound can be heard 150 miles.
Wow.
Dolphins, they have places in Florida where you can go if you are suffering from cancer, or even a woman that is getting ready to give birth, and she gets in the water with the dolphins, and she has no pain during birth, and they attend her as she is giving birth. And we have this most beautiful gift. Treasure it. honor it, and
Yeah.
above all,
And
respect it.
other animals as well, they see much more than we do, first of all.
Hmm.
And you can always we don't speak the same type of languages, but we can speak in energy, frequency, vibration
Hmm.
with them. They understand,
Yes,
and they will
exactly. Yeah.
show their love to you. That's fantastic. I've been swimming one time with dolphins. I didn't come close enough to touch them, but I've been swimming. That's
Yes.
fantastic.
I had the opportunity where, unfortunately, it was a great experience for me, but unfortunately the dolphin was she had spent most of her life in captivity, but they really did, they gave her access to a lot of things. And I was actually able to, that's one of the things on my bucket list, was to be able to actually touch the dolphin and communicate with her. And other people were invited to come up and touch her, and nobody was moving. And I go, this beautiful animal, and big. I mean, as big as my couch, and so gentle. And once I made that communication, she responded in a way that the handler said, I've never seen her respond that way before. And I thought, yeah, that's because we're talking light years away from the language you're speaking. But
Yeah.
yes, it's a beautiful, beautiful experience. I'm sorry, I regressed.
No, it's okay. It is a beautiful experience. And, languages, it's funny that you say that because the language we use, our different countries and everything, sometimes it doesn't really feel enough because
No.
there are words, and words are vibration, right? But if we talk about the universal language, which is frequency and energy, that's different, and that's how you communicate with animals.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, perfect. So
But yes, another interesting thing. You know how I kind of get off into the science end of it also, but it has been proven that the early birds, the first bird sounds in the day, that frequency awakens the plants. It tells the plants that it's time to start going into their photosynthesis. And this has been beautifully documented. I mean, all healers since the beginning of time had known that we have that divine connection between nature and ourselves. But now, when science finally gets smart enough to go, oh well, maybe they're not so dumb after all. But it will encourage the plants to grow, and they have found that areas, if you go into a forest where it has the most bird sounds, will be the densest part of the forest.
yeah,
So our voice.
our voice, yes. The human voice is a multidimensional instrument. It can soothe, awaken, activate, clear, and transform. A whisper can open a heart. A song can open a heart. A
Mhm.
chant can shift a whole room. A single note can dissolve tension. A spoken truth can realign an entire timeline.
Mhm.
When you use your voice consciously, you step into your creative power. You become a conductor of energy rather than an, a passive participant in your own life. So, awareness again, and that's so important. It doesn't mean that we are not human beings while we are here. Sometimes there's something maybe not so positive coming out from the mouth, right? It happens.
Mhm.
But that's the human part. But the thing is, when we start paying attention, you can heal someone with your words only.
Yes,
And coming from a place of love, right?
yes, yes. And always. understanding that um, the other side of that, you can actually demolish a person's energy
Yeah.
by the words you use. And because I am so into the words that are used and the intent behind the words, um, when I see people with children, the children that, and it's not just, oh, you're a good boy, let me do this. That's not it. It's the encouragement. You can figure this out. You know how to do it. That kind of encouragement. And then I see a parent with a child, you're bad, this and this, and you're never going to amount to anything. And I go, you have no idea the power of those words. To them, it's just words and frustration. But learning to be the master of compassion, utilizing the words and creating this landscape so all of us can find a place to really thrive. It's amazing. And we use our words when we are communicating with our eternal higher self. We use our words when we communicate with beyond. And
Yeah.
because our even our thought words carry a vibration.
Yes. Yes. Everything is energy, so therefore everything is a vibration and frequency. So, and we can feel that if we go into a place where there have been maybe a conflict or an argument or something, we sense it immediately. It's like you can
Yes.
cut the energy and the air with a
Mm-hmm.
knife. You feel it.
Exactly.
You feel it. Sometimes you may not know exactly why, but you know something is a little bit off here, right?
Yes.
So vibration is the foundation of all existence. Every cell, every thought, every emotion, every intention vibrates. That's why it's so important when we want to move forward and manifest things, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
we are going to attract the very vibration, energy, and frequency that we are emitting, right?
Yes.
So when your vibration changes, your reality changes. This is why sound healing, chanting, singing, humming, and intentional speaking, like you mentioned, right? When we pay attention to what we are actually saying and how we say it, this is why it has been used across cultures and eras. They bypass the analytical mind and speak directly to the body, the energy field, and the soul.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And interestingly enough, every organ in our body vibrates to a different frequency.
Yes.
And we talked about frequency, so I won't go so much into that. But if a person is dealing with an organ in their body that's not very happy, speaking to it gently and encouraging it, because you're changing the vibration. And we all know the beauty of laughter, and that is our voice making change.
Yes.
And especially when you hear a baby, their laughter is spontaneous. It is not because you told a joke. It is not because of any other thing other than it's touches that joy. And when they giggle and they laugh, everything changes. I was
Yes.
in a waiting room one time, and I hear this baby laughing, and of course everybody looks around because everybody's drawn to the laughter of a baby. And the grandparents had recorded their grandchild's laughter, and that was their call sign. And you could feel the difference in the room. Everybody, okay, what's the doctor going to say? How's it going to be? And they're all in their little worlds of what's going to happen with me. And you hear the voice of that child, and it changed the whole energy in that entire room. We are gifted with the beautiful gift of voice, and learning to utilize that instrument as loving and caring. And being human, I have used it to release frustration, and it that is part of our beauty. At meditation last night, one of the things that came through from the higher energies were that the uniqueness of being human is that we have all of these emotions, and we're able to express them, and then through compassion we're able to utilize them. So instead of just being, I'm going to hate that person forever, that was an idiot person, da 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 da, you go, okay, that situation didn't turn out the way that I had thought it was going to be. So how can I change the vibrations with my voice? And
Exactly. And
yeah,
also with the words we say when we say them, because with the tone also, the
that's
words
right.
we express and we say to someone have a really big impact on them.
Yeah,
So why be mean to someone? We can say everything, and I can promise that we can say everything coming from a genuine, authentic place,
yes,
but not to be rude or having an attitude or I know it all attitude. Meeting someone, and we are going to meet people where we don't agree with them, and that's
yeah,
okay. And even if someone calls you bad names, you can still have a response. That's going to be your frequency in that situation, right?
yes.
So,
And I
and
love, yeah,
sorry, your
no, go ahead.
voice, your voice carries your essence. And when you speak from alignment, your voice becomes a frequency of truth, a genuine truth. When you
Yes,
speak from love, your voice becomes a frequency of healing. When you speak from presence, your voice becomes the frequency of awakening. You do not need to be loud to be powerful. You do not need to be perfect to be impactful. You simply need to be authentic. That's it.
very much so. It reminds me of a show I saw many years ago. It was and uh, Tom Selleck, a baby had been left in his care, and he's sitting there and he's reading his Popular Mechanic or something, and the engine did this, and he's reading this book, and his friend says, a baby can't understand that, and he looks up and he says, she doesn't understand my words, she understands my tone. And I can say, Anna, I really don't like you, but my intent is love. And I can also say, I love you, but the intent is
Yes,
what's the vibration that you're putting. So it is the intent behind the words. And
yes.
yeah,
And if we are saying something, that was a very interesting uh, point you came from. So if we say something and the tone and our energy tells something else, people are going to be
exactly.
confused. We are not going to come across as authentic.
Yes. So it's and that part of dealing with the texting and stuff like that. You may put a little picture there, but it doesn't, you don't feel it. You
No.
respond to the picture. And it's interesting because my daughter has the ability to see the vibration around words.
Wow.
And so you can be saying, oh, we're going to do this and everything else, and she's reading the vibration, and it's saying, Yeah, when when it starts raining in Arizona, we're going to get that done. I laugh, 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 because you have to wait a long time before rain comes in Arizona. But the point is that when you start living from your authenticity, your emotions are more genuine. And when you're going through a situation that's pushing you to the very limits, you're authentically experiencing that emotion. And then because you have the tools to come away from it, you're not going to be ruined by that emotion. But when you express yourself, you're coming from truth and authenticity. And
Yes.
that's what people really read.
Yes, exactly. And you know, even the tone of our voice, you can feel a vibration from someone who doesn't have the greatest self-esteem, for instance, because they don't say it with confidence, right?
Yes.
So I don't mean to sound judgmental or anything, but
No.
paying attention to how we say things, how we come to no, I rephrase that. I make it a different example. If I'm going to walk into a room with confidence and I'm going to state something that I strongly believe in, if they can feel that I'm sure about what I'm saying and I'm not stepping in there worrying, kind of climbing the walls on my way, right? Because it's going to give off something different. And it's not about judging either others or oneself, right? It's
Hmm.
about becoming aware of what we are doing and how we resonate. And I feel today, and because we speak on a daily basis in our lives, right? But
Hmm.
because we talk about this today, I can feel the vibration here. I feel them. I pay
Hmm.
attention to them in a way that we may usually not do, but that's a good thing. So if I want something, I walk into my boss and I say, um, I have some things here I want to discuss, and this is what I want. If I do it in a certain way, it's more likely that I'm going to be met. And it's about my energy frequency and vibration, right?
Hmm.
If I go in there and I have been worrying for a day, a whole day before, couldn't sleep during the night, and I walk in there during the morning and I feel like a little mouse who's going to meet the cat. Of course, that's going to be shown, right? It's
Hmm.
more likely that you are probably not going to be heard, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And uh, that brings up a whole new topic. The art of being truly heard, um,
Yes.
is something that I think has been lost in the translation quite a bit. And the way that the words are spoken, I now in my older years, I've had the wonderful occasion to hear other languages where I was very, only English and Spanish, of course, but I never really understood how some of the other languages really express the emotion. For instance, I love the expression, and I'm not going to say it in French because I haven't mastered it. But in France, when we say, "I'm going to miss you," and their words say, "I am uh, missing being with you," or something. It's just a little different, and In Italian, when a woman gives birth, here we say they're giving birth, boom, just flat like that. Their expression of that action is to bring into the light. And other languages have a way of just really putting the emotion into the words, where in English especially we need to really learn how to emit our true feelings, because the words are just like boom boom boom. But
Yeah.
if we give that authenticity of ourselves, and if we have the intention behind the words, we can say the boat is blue. But it doesn't matter whether the boat is blue, because I have said something is very wonderful about happening about this object I'm speaking of. And that is where we the practice of
Yeah.
speaking with the love and intention.
It is. And there are so many things that are good with sound. One of them is that it is always available, right?
Yeah.
You can use your voice to calm your nervous system. You can use humming to regulate your energy. You
Uh-huh.
can use chanting to open your heart. You can use silence to amplify your inner vibration. You can use intentional speech to shape your reality. Sound is not something you need to learn, it's something you already are. And I would like to actually, I have a question for you that's not in, in the
Okay.
question. Okay. So, what would you say a person who can't really hear with their physical ears? How would they experience?
The way that I describe a person that is non-seeing or non-hearing, they definitely are all about the the intent and the vibration and the energy. And
Yes,
a non-hearing person may not hear the very sounds we hear, but feel they feel the energy that is this invisible stuff between us. Last night I started with the meditation group, and to enhance their ability to really feel that energy. And you've seen me do this before, where I make a little hold my hands like this until I start
yes,
feeling the energy grow, and then eventually, as you get better, you can pull this away. So a non-hearing person feels that invisible energy, and it is conveyed in the emotion that you're feeling. And then if you give them uh, the sign language, or other means that they have of communication, that enhances the clarity. But the truth is coming from your energy to them.
yes,
And they can still, they may not hear the sound, but they still feel the vibration.
yes. Vibration and frequency. And
Yes.
usually it's heightened for them because they can't hear, right? Or they can't see.
Yes. They hear beyond hearing. They're not
Yes,
limited to just right here.
no. And vibration is our natural language. Our bodies understands this. Our souls responds to it. Our energy fields organizes itself around vibration. When you
Yes.
become conscious of the vibrations you emit and the vibrations you receive, you step into a new level of sovereignty. You begin to choose the frequencies you live in. You begin to shape your life through resonance rather than reaction.
I when you were talking about that and everything, I remember this wonderful video that I saw, and this uh, man had his little baby and was showing them the gorillas. Now all the
Yeah.
gorillas are in the enclosure, and the baby starts laughing, and the mother gorilla that had her own little baby comes over and holds her baby up to the thing, and the baby is laughing, and the baby puts its hand on the window, and the little baby gorilla puts its hand, and they're loved, and then a little gorilla, a child gorilla, is standing there dancing. Pretty soon all the others come. They are words were not spoken, but the vibration of the human voice was communicating beyond species, beyond everything. And it
Yeah.
was just so delightful because as they would respond, the baby would respond, and then they would respond. And that was true communication as far as I'm concerned, you know?
That was really genuine communication, right?
Yes. Yes.
So, the power of sound, voice, and vibration is the power of creation. It is the power of alignment. You can align many things
Yes.
if you pay attention. It is the power of truth. It is the power of remembering who you are beyond words, beyond roles, beyond stories. And we are so good at holding on to our past stories, aren't we?
Yes.
You are a vibrational being in a vibrational universe. Your voice is your instrument. Your sound is your medicine. Your vibration is your signature.
Very much so. Very much so. And and sometimes when you have the occasion to say something, and on occasion you may not be as impeccable as you had wished to be because the situation just moved you to another thing. I find that if this happens with me, because I am having a human experience, and I literally am cleaning out things that need to be cleaned out, and I go, oh, I didn't know I needed to let go of that, but I'm letting go of it. Being able to be aware that you need to kind of tidy this up a little bit, and immediately making a shift in the energy, that is what's going to give you the ability to move through the growing period, or the cleaning period, as I call it. And I've been around long enough to have a lot of little dust in the corners, and you know, it's. But I go, okay, well, this is part of the process.
It is, but as we said this many times, and you just stated this, we have chosen to come here as incarnated on this planet. Yes, we chose. We
Yep.
are not forced. Um, we can only be tricked here if we believe that we have to. That's the difference, right? But we don't
Yep.
have to. And, you know, when you honor yourself and your powers, that your voice is your instrument, your sound is your medicine, and your vibration is your signature, you awaken a deeper dimension of your cosmic nature. You begin to speak not only with your mouth, but with your energy, as we said also in the beginning, right? You
Yeah.
begin to listen not only with your ears, but with your whole being. And if we do that, we can sense so many things. You begin to live not only through action, but through resonance. So, sound is your companion, voice is your expression, and vibration is your essence.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Ah, yes. Amazing. Amazing.
It is amazing. And I just want to, I'm not going to do anything because Oh, sorry.
Bless you.
Yeah, thank you. A lot of sand and stuff here now, even if we are on an island because it's a hot weather. I just want to show something. You can't hear this because the sound is not hard enough. Tuning forks, they are brilliant. So you set them in motion. You knock on something here. You set that in motion and you can put it on your body and you feel it. You feel the vibration. And if you want to match with something you feel that's resonating with you, you pick a tuning fork that creates that specific vibration and frequency, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a singing bowl.
Yes.
That is something
Yes.
you can hear much better. Yes.
Here.
Wow.
Yeah. I before we start the meditation, I bring the energy into now this bowl right here. Right here. It vibrates at a 444 frequency, which is the angelic frequency, and it is very healing for the immune system. And I would love to have a whole studio with the singing bowls, but I'm so diverse that I use the singing bowls and the tuning forks and everything else. But I could get hung up on the vibration, but our voices carry that vibration, and that's why when you are being healed by a person that knows how to use the voice, their voice will be an oh, and each vibration is going to have a different effect on the parts of the body. And that's why I like working with the when I do a sound activation or star activation is what I call it, because the language is not of this earth, but the frequencies that come in through the words and through the motions all have so much. They literally change and bring what that person needs to what is happening. And sound and vibration and frequency, they're all around us. The cathedrals were built to have a certain frequency. Even the flowers in their fragrance have a frequency that changed. So the fragrance from the flower is their voice.
Yes.
And we have this interconnection with all things, and getting out of the clutter of what we have been taught is this is the way you're supposed to live your life. It kind of dulls our ability to really utilize the wonderful senses that we have. And like when I do yoga, we do the mantra and the sound. So when we're saying Om Nago Guru Ne Namo, this is making a communication as long and also what we're doing. The voice.
The voice. Fantastic. Our best tool, probably, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, lady, are you feeling for getting a little bit hotter today?
Yes, and I did turn the temperature a little lower, but that's not helping the. Okay, let's go.
Let's
You
go
know,
for
I'm going to throw them back at you if they get
Okay.
you know.
So here we go for the 5 simple questions and reflections that helps us understand things about ourselves regarding the topic. And we do ask each other here on the show, but these reflections and questions are for all of you watching this and listening as well, because we can always reflect and see how things resonate. What do I feel for a certain question? First one: what does sound mean to you on a personal, energetic level? Here we go.
So simple. I love your simple questions. Um, I bless every day that I do have the ability to hear sound, because the life that I get from hearing the things that I hear, when I am doing meditation in the yard and I hear the birds, and when I hear the rain, and when I hear, even as the wind blows, these are all communicating with my higher self. And they literally are the essence that helps fuel my energetic being. Um, yes, I'm contributing, and without me, they wouldn't be able to do what they do. So we have that interconnection, and to me, it's kind of a love story, you know,
Yeah,
of giving and receiving and giving.
beautiful. Thank you. Second question: how do you feel vibration working in your body when you speak or listen?
Oh, that is, it's becoming, because I've been working on it consciously, it's becoming, I am more aware when I personally say something as to how it may be affecting me and affecting the person that I'm speaking with. And and I know when I speak to myself, when I speak with compassion and love, and not just frustration because things are going one way or another, it makes a real difference. And on Monday, I had a situation, and I was dealing with a person that absolutely had his ears blocked, and he was going to stay in that state of mind. And
Sorry.
I know, there was nothing, there was nothing to get through the
Sorry.
blockage. We can't share that on the air.
Sorry. Yeah, I know.
But being that his determination was that he was going to do it his way, and even if that's not the way that I ask him to accomplish it, his vibration and was just so, it was disrupting all the other people that were helping. And um, that's how a negative vibration is going to penetrate your body. So I
Yes.
had to step back, and I had to regroup, and I had to, first of all, give myself what it needed to be able to communicate with this person. And but everyone there felt it. So
Yeah.
yes, the vibration working when you speak or when you're hearing things is going to
Yeah.
have a big effect on you.
Yes, and I want to chime in on this one actually, because many people who call um, and want intuitive advice, things how things are going to be, they not only worry, which is a vibration, energy, and frequency, they put words on their worry, sometimes over and over and over again. The thing is, you are not going to be able to shift that easily when you are caught in the loop, right? You can't shift.
Yes.
You need to make some change. It doesn't mean that you going to be hard on yourself, because that's going to add even more. Be loving towards yourself, but pay attention to what you're doing. Step outside of that loop
Yes.
of worry, right?
Yes. Yes. I'll add just one thing to that. Maybe just one thing.
Sorry.
How when people come to me and they're dealing with catastrophic challenges, emotional or physical or whatever, and they come in and they announce, I have ta 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 ta. And I said, you've just claimed it. You've just said that that's what you are.
Yeah.
What if you changed it to say, at this moment, I am experiencing this. I never get sick, but I may occasionally experience some of the symptoms of having allergies and itchy eyes and stuff like that. But that is not who I am. I do,
Exactly.
and especially I have a real challenge when I go to the doctor and says, "Oh, well, you have," and I said, "No, I don't have blankety blank blank. I may be experiencing the symptoms that look like that, but I'm not going to claim it. I and that is there's there again with the impeccability of your words is
Yes.
I'm living life and I have my ups and downs, but I am not those ups and downs.
No,
So
and there are occasions in life when it takes effort that may not be reasonable for that particular moment, like when I broke my leg. But
yes,
I'm very determined, so I said, okay, this is how things are. I do what I have with what I currently have.
yep,
No, I do what I can with what I currently have. And then I'm going to look forward,
that's right.
because I was not my broken leg. I'm not. No,
No,
never.
I mean, I could be a crippled, you know, all distorted old lady if I chose to, and I go, no, you know,
No.
things may be changing, but instead of saying, um, right now because of the challenges that I'm having with growing pains, I am using what's called a walker, but I don't call it a walker. That's my speeder. Because when I'm pushing that, I can put all the stuff. I can get out in the yard. I can put the cement blocks on it, and I can keep on going. And that's my tool. So that's how I do. And then in one of the exercises that we have, they say you need to step over these hurdles, and I said those aren't hurdles; those are joy steps. So go
Yes.
ahead, put down my joy steps, because I am not going to be a victim, and I'm not going to tell myself I'm a victim. Now that doesn't make it that I don't have to maybe go over the joy steps. However, I'm going to go over with joy and I'm going to be healing rather than, oh, yeah. So, yeah.
Yes. I don't think you are a person who would ever say, I can't. No.
What was that?
I
I don't understand
can't.
that word.
No,
I don't
exactly. I
understand.
can't. No. I I can. If someone else can, I can.
I can. Yes.
Exactly.
Always. Yeah.
So, third question. In what moments has your own voice surprised or guided you?
Always. But now I'm giving that one back to you. So, Anna, in what moments has your voice surprised or guided you?
Many times, actually, when I say something that's just coming, when it's guided, it's connected with something else, my higher self, a guide, those are surprising moments. Not
Yes.
surprised because I know that we have guidance and I'm guided and I know those things. But the surprise is that, okay, did I just say that? And I did.
And that is exactly the way that I would have put it, because when I do my automatic writing, or when I am doing a coaching session with someone, these words are coming from my mouth, but they are divinely guided. And I am a clear enough vessel that I do not distort them with anything that I've felt or anything else. They come through. It's like a phone conversation, and I am just the wire that says this is what you're saying, and this is what you're getting. And I love to work because or when I've written something and I'll read it and I go, I got to meet this person. Those are really incredible words. So yes, it's beautiful
Yes.
when we surrender and acknowledge that we are part of something greater than.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I want to chime in here. One last thing to add to that. This also means that when we said that, we usually don't remember it. If you ask a minute or 5 minutes or 10 minutes later, not going to be able to recall that,
No.
right? Because it's coming. It's not something we have
Yes.
been thinking about saying, right? So that's
Yes.
interesting. Yes.
Yes. Because I tell people, please remember what I'm saying, because I don't read your mail. I, you're getting the message, but I'm not going, okay, they said this and this said that. No, I'm just translating for you. Okay.
So, fourth question.
Oh, just the fourth one. I thought we were done. Okay, keep going.
Now, how can sound support emotional release and inner alignment?
Ah.
That's an easy peasy one, right?
Oh, just so easy. Um, and we're going to have to get the definition of your word easy. I think we're losing something in the translation here.
Maybe we have different perspectives on that word, right?
Yes. Sound. How does sound support? Well, let me put it this way. When I was younger, before I really understood that there was another dimension of myself, that spiritual realm, in order to cope with what was going on, uh, I would sit down at my piano and I would start playing. If I were in a loving mood, I'd be playing, oh, what a beautiful morning. But then there was times when I didn't know how to handle something, and I would, climb every mountain, or I would go sing. I would start playing the Impossible Dream, and I would be playing it, and just releasing everything. And the sound was helping me move through those emotions, so I could be where I could continue on. I'm not going to use the word survivor, but where I could have the equipment I needed to be able to carry on. So I know that sound has helped me in so many ways, and yes.
Beautiful. Thank you. Last question.
Oh,
Simple
okay.
question. What simple sound practice can people begin using right now?
The simplest thing is just AOM, because we breathe out. Ah, ah, ah. Reconnects you with your divinity, brings you to a peace of calmness. You don't have to sit there going, for 20 minutes and holding it and doing the different things. Just, and that is the simplest thing that you can do. We do it automatically and we're not aware of it, but if you become conscious of it, and then humming or whistling or singing, because that vibration reignites the cells in your body. It really, really does. And then you can add all the other stuff that we've learned. But
That we have been talking about.
that I would say is the simplest thing that you can do. You know?
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you.
Woo,
So
I got through.
you're off the hook.
But
Oh,
I love it. You really push me to a point of wow, I can go a little bit further. I can go a little bit deeper. I can, and I love it. I love it. Thank you.
thank you too. And as these reflections settles in our hearts, let's anchor the energy with a gentle affirmation.
May I?
Yes, please.
Okay. The voice. A soft, clear affirmation for your sound and the voice vibration. My voice is a living frequency of truth. My sound carries light into every moment. My vibration aligns me with my highest self. I speak, I resonate, I rise.
Thank you. That was smashing. Is there anything else we want to touch upon tonight?
I think I have spake enough for the evening, and it has been a lovely, exciting, and novel experience because when I know personally when I start, I have the theme, and then all of a sudden reality comes in, and all these little things weave in, and but I am just a multi-dimensional being having a wonderful physical experience. So thank you.
Thank you too. So may the words of what we have been talking about and the affirmation and the questions and everything echo softly within us as we close our circle today. So now we are wrapping it up a little bit, a different way of saying it. You can find upcoming and past episodes at youtube.com/@cosmicguardians111/streams and youtube.com/@angelplaceonearth/streams and angelplaceonearth.com/upcoming-past. Connect with Miss Corrine, connect with me, read articles and find out more at angelplaceonearth.com/cosmicguardians. And you can find Corrine Mooney also at liquidenergyhealing.com. Our next upcoming show on Cosmic Guardians and with us Cosmic Sis-Stars is next Wednesday, July 29th. And we will talk about the universe is speaking. Are you listening? That's a good one, right?
Yes. Yes.
And we do go live for you every Wednesday in US and Europe and early morning Thursday in Australia. So thank you for journeying with us into the living field of sound, voice, and vibration. May every tone you speak, every frequency you feel, every vibration you follow guide you deeper into your own luminous truth. We honor your presence, we celebrate your resonance, we cherish your expanding light. With infinite love, peace, and joy, we see you, we hear you, we feel you, we honor you, we love you, we appreciate you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.